The following presentation has been brought to you by HSF Productions.
The Impromptu Wrestling Podcast with your hosts, Nick and
Hey guys, welcome back to IWP, the Impromptu Wrestling Podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Tally006. Over to my left, as always, is my brother Damien. How you doing tonight?
Doing really well. I'm excited for tomorrow. How about you?
Yeah, I'm really excited about tomorrow. It's going to be a great show. It's unfortunate that things have to be the way they are. Of course, we are talking about Double or Nothing, AEW's premier pay-per-view, kind of yearly, annual WrestleMania type show, Double or Nothing. It was supposed to be live in Las Vegas tomorrow night, but unfortunately, because of the world events, we're holding it from Daly's Place in Jacksonville, Florida, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. So it'll be interesting, but still super exciting. Today we have a very special show. We're going to be going through each match, each supposed match. There's a couple that maybe are on the table, but we'll talk about that when each match comes up, and we'll give our predictions. We have a couple of bonus points up for grabs in some of the matches, which will be really interesting. Might turn the tables on who wins this week's or this Double or Nothing prediction show, so it'll be pretty cool. Well, let's get right into it. Again, Double or Nothing live pay-per-view tomorrow night, Saturday, May 23rd. When you guys are probably watching it, it'll be later tonight, more than likely. But big deal for AEW, Double or Nothing. I've said that like 5 times in a row, but that's okay because we're having a few Bud Lights, official sponsor of IWP.
We got it right this time.
Yeah, we got it right this time. I have the Yeti in, but that's okay.
Okay. You know what? I mean, if it was in Vegas, we wouldn't have a
Stadium Stampede match, so. Yeah, for sure. We would most likely be getting the Blood and Guts match, which, I mean, you could argue which would be better. But, it is what it is. Still really exciting. Let's jump right into the first matchup of the night. It is the Double or Nothing buy-in match. Tag team match for the number one contendership for the AEW Tag Team Championships. We have Private Party versus Best Friends. What are your initial thoughts on this matchup?
I think it's going to be a good match. It's a good contrast of styles.
Yeah, for sure.
Of tag teams. So you got the high flyers and kind of the bigger, tougher guys in Best Friends. So I'm expecting a really good match out of this one.
Yeah, me too. These are two of the more higher profiled tag teams that AEW has to offer. Compared to the Young Bucks or even the champions themselves, Kenny Omega and Hangman Page. These are the two tag teams that you think of when you think of AEW tag team division, right? So it'll be really interesting on, the tag team division kind of fell apart with the whole COVID situation. So it'll be good to see tag team wrestling come back to, to the forefront of AEW like it was being portrayed before the break, and how much it was hyped up by Matt Jackson basically a year ago leading into Double or Nothing last year. So, I mean, this could really go either way. Best Friends were really the ones holding the fort during the break. They definitely deserve the title shot, but Private Party are the young up-and-comers, stars in the making, so it's really hard to pick this one. It's basically a coin flip for me. What are your thoughts on the winner of this match?
Like, you want my prediction?
Yeah, we'll go right into the predictions, sure.
Okay. For this match, I picked Private Party, and I agree with you. It is kind of a coin flip, storyline wise or whatnot. Both them winning would be a good scenario, but I picked Private Party because I think that with Hangman and Kenny not having a title match, I think Private Party facing Hangman is going to be a good match. They'll drop the belts to Private Party, and then that will have Hangman separate himself or lead into separating himself from the Elite. So that's where I went with that one.
Wow, that's really good. I should have went first. You got me changing my mind now, but
well, you do that to me all the time.
Yeah, I do. That's why I kind of let you go first, because I kind of always steal the thunder there. But that's a really good prediction. I was initially thinking that AEW rewards the best friends for their, stellar work leading into Double or Nothing and all through the break because of the COVID situation. So, but yeah, that really makes sense. The whole Hangman thing and leading into the feud that's basically been building through being the Elite. That all really makes sense. But I'm gonna stick with my gut on this one, and I'm gonna say Best Friends.
All right.
Best Friends take this one. They're the number one contenders, and yeah, I think we'll still get that Private Party Hangman clash on Dynamite, but I don't know. I got to stick with my gut on this one. We'll go Private Party. Okay.
Are you surprised that this match is a buy-in match?
No. Are you?
I mean, I guess it's a good way to kick off the show, but I think like a Britt Statlander might have been a better buy-in match.
True.
I think this is going to be a big match. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's a tough call.
It could have went a little bit.
I guess when it was announced, I was just like, yeah, that's a good buy-in match. But yeah, now that you kind of put it to that point, it does seem a little out of place. But this is very similar to Revolution, where Revolution started off the main show with Dustin Hager and had SCU in an awesome tag match on the buy-in, and it was just like, those should have been flipped. So maybe we're going to end up with the same situation. The tag team match on the buy-in is going to steal the show, and the probable opening match for Double or Nothing being hopefully Britt and Statlander is going to be a dud. But let's just move right along. Let's get right into that. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD versus Chris Statlander. Singles match. This was starting to get hyped up on Wednesday. We talked about it a bit on the podcast yesterday, that things might be a little bit up in the air with this match, because Britt Baker definitely looked like she's suffered from a very severe leg injury during that one spot in the corner. At this point, late Friday night, I still haven't heard anything that Britt Baker is good to go or it's out. This match has been scrapped. It's been replaced. I haven't heard anything.
I haven't heard anything either.
So, I mean, maybe as a bonus point for this one, perhaps, do we vote on, does it stay? Is it replaced? Or is it, I guess those are the only two options. Are we sticking with this, or is she being replaced? What do you think?
I think if it was replaced, I think we would have heard about it.
I feel like that too.
So I think it's going to happen.
Which, I mean, props to Britt. If it looks serious. She did semi-walk out on her own power. She did have the doc's help, but it looked bad. So I'll be giving all the props to Britt if she shows up on Saturday and puts this match on. I think if it does go on and she toughs through it, it won't be a long match. I mean, it'll be under 5 minutes, I feel.
Yeah. Quite possibly, too, they might change it up and just have her come out and then maybe an interrupt or like one of those kinds of things. So
Just
maybe the
have it
match-
fall apart, and maybe
Yeah.
another contender comes in, and we start a new feud going forward with Statlander.
Yeah.
That's a possibility too. Okay, so being that as it may, what are we thinking for? I mean, we're both kind of saying that this match will happen as scheduled. It might not progress the way it was planned to, but we're definitely going to hear a bell ring with Britt and Statlander in the ring. I gotta go Statlander just because of everything that's going on. I don't see how Britt comes out of this, even if she's toughened through an injury. I don't see how she comes out of this match a winner, and we're gonna go forward with Statlander. What do you think?
Well, I'll stay with my pick. My original pick I made a couple of days ago was Britt Baker. So I'll say that she's gonna tough it out. They're gonna find a way that's gonna put her over.
Interesting. Okay, cool. Let's move on to a match that was just booked. It was basically booked by JR and Tony Schiavone. But we saw in the new segment on Dynamite, the Sean Spears News Network, Sean Spears challenging Dustin Rhodes to a match. Basically, JR and Tony Schiavone, they came right on Dynamite a little bit later and said, let's book this match right now. It's booked, and we're getting it. So what do you think of this matchup? I mean, this is really continuing Sean Spears' rivalry with the Rhodes family. So I like it in that sense.
Right. I don't know. I guess it's a bit weird that it kind of happened so late. There wasn't really a build up to it. Although I guess Sean has been talking the last couple of weeks about Dustin and about Cody kind of, basically letting him retire.
Right.
That kind of thing. It'll be a good match. As long as Dustin's not fighting Jake Hager, it's going to be a good one.
I was just going to say what's going to be better, Sean Spears versus Dustin or Dustin versus Hager.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty clear that this match will be a lot better.
Yeah.
I would even say that I'm sure these two have locked up before on the house show circuit in the Vanilla brand. You'd have to think they've at least met each other once before. Right? So,
yeah, for sure.
I think that chemistry is going to be there, and this is going to be a really good match. Who do you think is going to take this?
I picked Sean Spears. I just feel like there's no reason for Dustin to really go over. And if he is truly retiring, then you usually have your last match where it's a loss.
Right.
So I think this is a good opportunity to build up Sean Spears. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm picking Sean Spears too. I think that just this last year of booking for Sean has been a little unfortunate. He's basically only feuded with Cody, and he's gotten the better of him every time. You could argue if those bookings made sense at the time. Yeah, they probably did. But I think this is Sean Spears' time to start getting back in the winning ways and start creating that name value again for him. Because he came in to AEW with such name value and such, promise and stuff like that. And I'll be the bearer of bad news, but Cody completely buried him, I feel like. That whole storyline with the chair shot and stuff was so good, and then Cody beats him at Full Gear, all out. I think the match happened at, and you just Sean Spears was like nobody again, which is really unfortunate. So yeah, I don't see in any way that Dustin Rhodes needs to win this match for any reason. I think this is all about Sean Spears coming back and. Especially with the new segment on Dynamite, there's a lot of potential there for him. So, yeah, I'm going Sean Spears too.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's keep rolling along here. Next matchup of the night. I mean, I should point out that these aren't in specific order. We don't know what order these matches are going on. This is just the way we're going through them. But next matchup of the night, MJF versus Jungle Boy. This is another match that I'm really excited about. It was one of those storylines that had started to build before the break and kind of fell apart. And then now that everybody's kind of working their way back in, we're starting to get that build up again. And we had a good little 3-week build up to this matchup. They did it well. We talked about it last week on Dynamite that they did what they needed to do anyways to turn, like I said, turn the heat up on it. So what are your thoughts on this matchup?
Yeah, I agree with you. This is another anticipated match for me. Again, you got two of the brightest young stars on the roster. They always bring it, and it's got a good story to it, and there's such contrasting characters. I think it's going to be cool, and they both have people on the side of the ring that could be getting involved and things like that.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see how they play this one out. Who did you pick for this one?
I'm really glad you brought up a lot of those points. You know, the contrasting styles. You have the mouthpiece of MJF. You have the mute of Jungle Boy. And, yeah, of course, you got Wardlow and Luchasaurus on the back. Although I don't know if Luchasaurus will necessarily be on the sidelines here because he's in the Casino Ladder match. So that'll be tough to say. He might pull double duty, but maybe Marco Stunt will... He definitely has the panache to walk up to Wardlow and give him a smack maybe. So
Right.
it'll be interesting. I gotta say MJF continues his role as a star, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than maybe MJF thinks, and I think we're going to see some awesome near falls on Jungle Boy's part. But essentially, MJF's going to keep his role on, and he's got a. I just feel like this guy's in line for a TNT Championship run or even an AEW Championship run, and it's not going to help his situation losing to Jungle Boy. So I'm going with MJF. How about you?
I also chose MJF because I feel like it's not the right time for MJF to lose. Like you say, he will be in line for the TNT Championship at some time. I'm thinking his next loss will be when he loses the Diamond Ring.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I just feel like tomorrow night is not the night that he's going to take that loss.
So you're predicting MJF goes undefeated for a full calendar year, essentially.
Yep.
Wow, that's huge. Interesting.
Especially when like it's really part of his gimmick now.
Yeah.
So to take that, I don't know, like how do you go flaunting that ring around after losing to Jungle Boy? I think that ring's gonna get taken away from him from someone. I'm not sure who will do that, but they might not even be on the roster yet.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's an interesting point. Yeah, I think ever since that promo where he was talking about coming back and sitting back down on his throne and stuff like that, really cemented his character going forward. So yeah, I completely agree. This isn't the time for him. I don't know if he'll last right up until another Diamond Ring match, but yeah, it's a good call. I like it. So let's move on to one of the most intriguing matches of the night. That being the Casino Ladder match. First ever Casino Ladder match. Essentially, how the match is going to work, we're going to have 9 competitors in. We'll go through all the competitors in a little bit. But, I mean, we'll call a spade here. This is basically a Money in the Bank rip-off match. But they're doing their own twist. Where basically they're not going to have a full year to claim this. They don't necessarily get to claim it at any opportune time they feel like, but they will have a contract for an AEW World Championship match. It'll be set, it'll be signed, and then we'll get that match. So a little bit different. They're not going to go for a goofy plastic briefcase, but a goofy plastic poker chip. So its own unique.
Is that better?
Is that better? I don't know, but it's its own unique. It's its own unique thing, and it's interesting. And I can't remember the last time a Money in the Bank match had this many people in it, being 9 competitors. I know I've seen 8, but 9. It's interesting.
Is that including the mystery person?
That is including the mystery person, yeah.
Okay.
So let's just quickly go through our competitors. We have Frankie Kazarian, Scorpio Sky, which is an interesting dynamic being a tag team. But I know we mentioned a few weeks ago that these two, we kind of feel like there's a split coming, right? Scorpio Sky and his vignettes was really trying to put himself out there as a singles competitor, and then Frankie comes in and challenges Jon Moxley on Dynamite and has a really good match and kind of places his stamp that he can make it as a singles wrestler. So this may be the split that we've been predicting for the last couple weeks. We also have Darby Allin, Orange Cassidy, Luchasaurus, Rey Fenix, Kip Sabian, Colt Cabana, and then the ever so intriguing Mystery Man, I guess is what they're calling him. So, I mean, first of all, is there anybody of the competitors that we know that you are really looking forward to seeing in this match? I believe I know your answer, but
All right, who do you think?
I'm thinking you're all going to be all over Rey Fenix here, right?
I would have been prior to Wednesday night. Since
True.
he died on Wednesday, I'm not sure what kind of condition Ray will be in.
Right.
So we might not see the Ray that we're normally used to seeing. I mean, I like everybody that's in this match. I think the only one that is a bit going to be weird for me is Luchasaurus.
Yeah. It's kind of like Kane being in a Money in the Bank match, which he did win one, but it's just awkward.
Yeah. There's no other big guys in here. We'll see how they make it work, though.
Yeah, it's interesting, if anything. I'm really
I think
excited.
I know who you're going to pick.
Well, I mean, okay, let me have it.
Darby Allin.
It's got to be Darby Allin, man. He's going to take over this match. I really think so. I mean, I've been Team Darby since day one. Basically, when was the first time we saw him? Fyter Fest? The time limit draw with Cody? Like, I was on board since day one with this guy. And this is his match. This is essentially, what he was made to do. And if I could just kind of spoil the party a little bit, I feel bad that Sammy Guevara's not in this match, because I feel like they could have did so much together to add that fire to their rivalry that they got going on. But yeah, Luchasaurus awkward, Colt Cabana a little out of place, but I mean, he'll do his job. I should mention that Rey Fenix, he did walk out under his own power. He didn't have any help. And Tony Schiavone on the AEW Dynamite post-show said he was fine, he's feeling fine, so everything should be A-okay for him on Saturday. Now, before we give our predictions, let's talk about this mystery man, because there's a lot of rumors out there on who this mystery competitor could be.
Okay.
Have you heard?
I haven't heard
any of the rumors?
Any of the rumors. No, I have actually no idea.
Okay, so as per What Culture Wrestling, they put out a show earlier today, being Friday, that they're covering some of the rumors of the Double or Nothing night, and this is very much a big deal for the rumor mill, right? So they have the recently not even released, but recently contract expired, as in a couple weeks ago, has no compete clause, so he's free to do whatever he wants. Drew Gulak as one of the main, most probable potential mystery man competitors. What do you think of Drew Gulak being in this match and AEW as a whole?
I think he'd be a good addition to this match. I think he can do a lot of different styles. As far as him being in AEW, it'd be interesting to see where he would fit in. I would have never guessed him in a million years. I don't think. Did they say why they think it's him?
Basically because he has the freedom of the no compete clause, and he is friends with a lot of these guys because he was a big part of. I think before he came into NXT, he was part of ROH. So he's in with those ROH guys, being the Young Bucks and Cody and whatnot.
Right.
What Culture used the argument that as much as AEW is kind of all about the high spots and the high flying, they don't have a lot of those technical mat wrestlers. Moxley, Jericho, Kenny can be that guy. Pac. But, to have someone on that smaller side, in Drew Gulak, to be able to work with a Darby Allin and a Sammy Guevara, but still bring that technical mat wrestling style would be a good fit. That was their argument. Going into the week, I was kind of all about the hype of Drew Gulak coming over, and I was kind of starting to believe that it was going to be him, but I don't know at this point. I think there's a couple other names on this list of potentials that make more sense now. So, but let's talk about some of these other guys. Another name that was thrown out there is Brian Cage, former Impact world champion. This guy's a friggin' monster. He's like the modern age Scott Steiner. He's just jacked.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Are you familiar with Brian Cage at all?
I'm not, no. Yeah, that's interesting. And I'm also thinking that just because we get this mystery guy doesn't mean he's necessarily going to be in AEW, right?
That's very true, because we had that Jeff Cobb situation in at the beginning of the year, where he was coming in to assassinate John Moxley before the championship match at Revolution, and we've never seen him since. And I mean, I called it. This is one of the first kind of stories that we covered on IWP. Is they completely buried this guy. There's no chance for him to be a part of this company anymore. And sure enough, he chooses to re-sign with Impact Wrestling, and he's exclusive with Impact now, which is good for him and everything like that. But I really think AEW kind of lost out here. If they would have treated the guy a little bit better and booked it a little differently, where he comes off looking a bit stronger, maybe we have a Jeff Cobb in AEW.
Right. Yeah.
But
I totally forgot about that guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He's gone with Death Triangle. I totally forgot about both of those.
That's funny. Of course, another name being thrown out there as the mystery partner, of course, is the voice of the voiceless himself, CM Punk.
No.
People are talking about it. It's clickbait, right? But
yeah,
let's quickly talk about it. On a scale of 1 to never, where do you think this lands of the chances of CM Punk being the mystery partner, especially since he has a lawsuit going on with Gold Cabana right now?
Oh, right. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. I don't think it will happen. I will shave my head if CM Punk shows up.
You know what? That's not enough collateral, I think. You shave your head all the time. If CM Punk shows up in AEW at all tomorrow night, I'll shave my beard. How about that?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, never going to happen, unfortunately, as much as I would lose my shit if it did. But, yeah, not going to happen. Any other names that you are thinking of that could fill this spot?
Yeah, I truly don't have any idea. I do think that it could be a relationship from like an ROH, New
Okay.
Japan, that kind of thing. But I'm thinking it's gonna be a one and done.
You're thinking it's a one and done.
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't think it's gonna be a person who is signed.
Could you? Okay. Since you said that, I'm just gonna throw a name out there, and I want to see how you react.
Okay.
Marty Skrull.
Okay. It's funny you said that, because if you were gonna force me to pick somebody, that is who I was gonna pick.
Right? Like, it would make sense. I'm sure he's around. He's been working NWA. He's been working ROH. Yeah, he could very well fly in, see the boys, and put in some work for the night. And then, yeah, we never see him again. I'm sure not Don Callis. I'm not sure who runs ROH, but I'm sure they would let him do it. Billy Corgan runs NWA. I'm sure it would just be publicity, especially if he helps promote that in his time in AEW.
Yeah. That would be cool. I would pop hard for that.
If I'm being realistic on who I think this mystery partner is going to be, I think it's still somebody that we know and is a part of AEW already. And I mean, it's still the odds are against me on this, but with SCU having a tag team in there, I think Ray Phoenix gets one of his partners back. Maybe more likely Pentagon, but I'd like to see Pac. I think it's a little bit harder for Pac to get into the United States from England than it is, Pentagon to make it back up through Mexico. I mean, you just jump into a pickup truck and drive across the border, right? Like, that's how it works.
Yeah, they didn't finish the wall yet.
They didn't finish the wall yet. So, I mean, I think it'll be one of those two, but I mean, that's pretty high odds.
Yeah.
For
I think if it is somebody that's in the company, it's going to be someone we haven't seen for a while.
Yeah.
Because like if it's like a Christopher Daniels or something like that,
I'll be upset.
yeah, like it's not gonna get to the rise I think they want to get out of it.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm not sure. Who haven't we seen since we've kind of went back to lives?
We only saw Joey Janela the ones. He would fit into this match. And especially since there's not going to be a crowd there, or at least not a proper crowd. Now you're not wasting that pop of a Pac coming back, or a Pentagon.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, Joey Janela, that's great, but I mean, we kind of already saw him there on the Dynamite against Cody, so you're not really wasting a pop.
Austin Gunn.
Oh my god. End the show. No.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they could, but I mean, that would be a waste.
Yeah. Or I was more seriously maybe Billy Gunn, but
Yeah.
but again, we've had those pops from those guys when they've showed up, Tommy
Yeah.
Dreamer and whatnot, but
So, okay, well, let's talk about picks then. Do we want to cement a choice as a bonus point for the mystery man? I think we have to.
yeah, I mean,
As improbable as it'll be. Who are you slotting in? You sticking with Marty Skrull or?
yeah, I'll stick with Marty as the long shot. I mean, it's closer than CM Punk.
Yeah, for sure. Way more probable than CM Punk. I really want to see a Pentagon or a Pac, and they team up with their Death Triangle brethren in Ray Phoenix and lay waste. But what Culture Wrestling really had me sold on Brian Cage. He was this close to signing with AEW, and then he got injured, and he's been on the shelf for almost a year. And apparently he's good to go. And yeah, with what they were talking about, they really sold me on it. And I've seen Brian Cage work. He had an awesome series of matches with the Impact World Champion Tessa Blanchard on some like house show, like independent shows. I really like this guy's work. I've seen him work with Orange Cassidy. So this guy's really versatile, as big and as monstrous as he is, and I think it'll be a Brian Cage.
Okay.
As for the winner of this match, I'm gonna say whoever the mystery man is, be it Marty Skrull, be it Brian Cage, be it a complete left wing oddball of like EC3, I think whoever the mystery person is, they're gonna win this match. And it puts them right into storyline contention with the championship match. So I'm going Mystery Man as the winner. What do you got?
I'm going Scorpio Sky. I think this is going to be the beginning of the end for SCU.
Right.
I feel like there needs to be a reason for the building up of Scorpio Sky. These vignettes that we've seen and the rising star and all of this. So I think this is going to be the beginning of the payoff for that. And I'm just looking ahead. I feel like Scorpio Sky, John Moxley, or who's he fighting?
Brody Lee.
Brody Lee. That match makes sense.
Okay.
To me, so
Interesting.
I'm gonna go with that.
I like it. I my initial gut when they started naming everybody, I was leaning towards Scorpio Sky too, but he's kind of already had a title shot against Jericho, and maybe it's a little too soon. And then once they named the mystery partner, I mean, I've been all over mystery competitor winning this match as soon as they announced it. So.
What about Darby Allin? I kind of had him as my 1-2.
I very much want him to win that, but I don't think it fits his character. He's much of a come from the bottom type. So to be given this kind of free ride almost goes against what he's about.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what steered me away from Darby. But I mean, I will pop just as big if Darby wins this than anybody. Like, that'd be great.
Yeah, I was thinking Darby if it's a Brody Lee win.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he fits with Moxley. I think they had a match not too long ago. I think if they did a Brody Lee Darby Allin story, then that makes sense. But him and John, I don't know. They don't seem to fit to me.
Interesting. All right, let's move on to the next match on the card. We have the Stadium Stampede match. Probably the match I'm most excited for.
Yeah, I am interested to see how they're going to do it. It's obviously going to be done well. Like, every single one besides JH there is a good wrestler, so they're going to make it work. So I'm more interested as to, like, what kind of things are they going to come up with to do this. Like, do we know anything about the rules or...
So, I mean, from what I've gathered, they're building a ring on the 50-yard line inside TIAA Bank Stadium, which is home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. So they're building a ring, and essentially it's going to be a 10-man Texas Tornado match. Everybody, I don't think there's going to be any tags. Maybe it starts off as tags, but it's essentially going to be free reign. And they have the whole football stadium to wreak havoc on each other. So, I mean, the possibilities are endless. But it's no DQ, of course. It's false count anywhere, which I kind of feel like they need to have 5 refs reffing this match. Like, how do you just take 10 people and have a whole football stadium? You almost have to spread it all out, Sammy goes up against Matt Hardy, Jericho versus Kenny Omega, Hager versus Hangman, Young Bucks versus Power and Powerful, and they all go on their own different directions, and each has a ref with them, and there's near falls and near falls. Like, if I could be brutally honest, like I always am, the production team has to be on point for this match.
Yeah. They got to do our idea where it's like multicam.
Right. Like you almost need picture in picture in picture in picture and like multi-stream, multi-cam streams. But yeah, I think I feel like they're going.
Even have 5 refs?
Oh yeah. We got Bryce, Knox, Paul, Aubrey, the other guy.
Oh, I forgot about the other guy.
He refs a lot of matches on Dark.
I can't even think of who that is.
I couldn't even describe him.
You're not talking about Earl, are you?
No. He's a younger guy.
Okay.
He's got like a weird mop top. I don't know, but they do have 5 refs for sure.
Okay.
Who's taking this?
Is it my pick first or yours?
I can
That's
pick
yours.
first.
Because I picked. I picked Marty.
I think the Elite have to win this match. Inner Circle's been really getting the upper hand on them for the last few months, and yeah, I just think this is the Elite's time. The Elite take it.
Yeah, I also had the Elite. I think this is going to be about revenge for Vanguard and the attacks and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm taking an Elite win on this one as well.
Do we get is this match going to be the final straw that breaks Hangman's back? Is this Hangman's exit strategy out of the Elite?
Well, I'm only going to say no because I have a different storyline, as I mentioned earlier, right?
Oh, because you
Private Party.
Yeah, Private Party.
Yeah. But it could be the start of it.
I mean, it's going to be the progression.
Not even the start of it. It's already been started, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm thinking... Because, I mean, they're still playing that up, right? Like on Dynamite. I don't even know if we talked about it in our podcast the other day. That Hangman was, like, walking away.
Yeah,
So he came to the rescue, but then he still walked off and, broken Matt Hardy's like...
Come back, Matt. Yeah. Come back, Adam. Or Paige of the Hangman. However he said it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Elite were going to do their Inner Circle thing, right? With the screens, and yeah, Hangman totally bailed and whatnot. So I mean, this is something that's been building for months, like even before the break. Hangman doesn't really want to be a part of the Elite. I don't think this is the punctuation at the end of the sentence per se, but definitely Hangman is going to hit somebody, and it's going to be a near fall. If it's Kenny, if it's Matt Hardy, if it's one of the Young Bucks, Hangman's going to mess up, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
By accident.
Right.
So... But yeah, I'm still saying the Elite win this overall. All right. So let's move on to the first of the 3 championship matches. We have the AEW Women's Championship match. Champion Nyla Rose going up against the 18-week number 1 contender in Hikaru Shida. Hikaru. I'm excited about this match. I know we kind of shit on the girls for their performance on Dynamite, but I mean we kind of talked about how maybe the weak link in that is the rookie in Chris Statlander, but I think Nyla and Hikaru are going to work really well together. This is a no DQ no disqualification match. Anything goes. Nyla Rose is in possession of Hikaru's kendo stick. We know Shida likes to use the chairs and stuff like that, so it's going to be a table, I assume, because they brought it into the ring on Dynamite. This is a really interesting matchup. How do you see this one going?
I think this is going to be a hard-hitting match. I think that Shida can work with the power of Nyla Rose. I mean, she's proven it. She can give a licking. She can take a licking. So my pick for this match is Shida. I think we're going to see a new champion tomorrow night.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. I should mention I just finished watching the AEW Double or Nothing countdown that was on TSN up here in Canada, and I forget who it was. I think it was Tony Schiavone, but he basically gassing up Hikaru Shida and how Japanese strong style. She's basically the Kenny Omega of the women's division, which is something I agree with. I totally see that. But I mean, going back to before the break, we had that awesome promo from Nyla Rose talking about how she's gonna be the one-time champion, and I feel like it's still a little too soon for Nyla to give up on that gimmick, especially when unfortunate events kind of halted that statement. So I think they go back to that, square one, if you will. And I think Nyla keeps the championship here. But yeah, I agree. It's going to be hard hitting. Like someone's going through a table. If that kendo stick shot that Nyla gave Hikaru backstage a couple weeks ago is any indication on how these girls are going to hit each other, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. I'm excited about it.
Are we going to see some color?
That's something, that we don't see a whole lot is the girls showing color. I mean, we got some from Britt, but I mean, that was the hard way. As Damascus so eloquently told us what showing color is all about on BTE this past week. You don't really see them blade or show color in the traditional sense. So, but I feel like this could be the match. I mean, we talk about it all the time that there's a time and a place to show color. This might be the match for the girls to pull it out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. So we're split on that one, eh?
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Let's move on to one of the most anticipated matchups leading into Double or Nothing. It's the inaugural TNT Championship match, the finals of the TNT Championship tournament. The American Nightmare Cody versus the Murder Hawk Lance Archer. Iron Mike Tyson presenting the championship. As we learned from Arn Anderson on Dynamite, essentially Mike's going to have free range and able to do whatever he wants. We talked about it a little bit on the podcast. I'm assuming Arn is going to be at ringside as well as Jake Roberts. How is this all going to go down? There's a lot of elements to this story.
Yeah. What do you just think of how the match is going to go? How are these guys going to work together? Because we've seen them do, a couple of things in build up to this, and if I remember our podcast, we didn't really like it. So
that little beat 'em up that they pulled off at the beginning of the show a couple weeks ago, it didn't come off right. There's a lot of missteps. The timing and chemistry maybe wasn't there. But I feel like Cody needs to touch somebody at least once to figure it out. I don't think we're gonna get that same awkwardness in this match. I think it's gonna be clean. Better performed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We also said that we were given the benefit of the doubt because he had the dress shoes on.
Right. Yeah. Those god awful dress shoes.
So who do you got for this match?
I still don't know. Like I said, this was Darby's moment, but it is what it is.
How long ago was that? That was like a month ago, man. You're still not over it.
I'm not over it.
I mean, I'll tell you, I can see ways both could work
for sure.
I can even see a win and a rematch at some point if it's gonna be like a dirty win.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking Cody. I think it makes the most sense for me. I think and things we've talked about before about it being the TNT championship and maybe having the TNT influence that they might want Cody to be the first champion just because of his star power and whatnot. And I think it makes sense. And I don't think he'll have it for long actually. So yeah, I'm picking Cody.
I think I'm going to take Cody too, simply because of the TNT influence, as you put it. I mean, it just makes sense. So, yeah, I think it's got to be Cody. Lance is probably more suited for the World Championship picture, if anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I like Cody. The real question, though, how does Mike Tyson get involved? Who's Mike Tyson knocking out? Is he knocking out Cody or Lance, or is he knocking out Jake? like what do you think Tyson's role in all this is?
That's interesting. I never thought about it. Are we thinking this is how Cody wins? I think if Cody wins, doesn't he have to win clean? It's a tough one. I could actually... Okay, here's my prediction. Okay. He is going to try to hit Lance. He's going to miss, and he's going to hit Cody.
Ooh.
But then Cody's going to come back and win. So he's going to take that,
He's going to take the big right hook.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I could see... I think Tyson's involvement is going to be with Arn and Jake. Arn and Jake are going to get involved. We kind of saw it teased on Dynamite with their face-to-face interview. And Mike's going to go into, come on, guys. Come on, let's all be friends, come on. And
it's a pretty good impression.
and Jake's gonna go punch Arn, and maybe Arn pulls Tyson in the way, or Tyson gets in the way, but Jake's gonna punch Tyson, and Tyson's gonna knock out Jake. And I think that's gonna be the bump that we're gonna see.
Okay.
And while this is all going on, this is going to distract Lance and Cody. Lance will roll up Cody, 1-2, kick out, maybe a low blow, something, crossroads, 1, 2, 3. Okay. I think that's how it's gonna go.
Is Brandy involved in this match at all?
She I've seen her in one of the promo pictures, but I'm not sure. I feel like she has to be. She was part of the story, right?
Yeah.
And, I mean, she's always good to go through a table.
Could she take a Tyson right hand?
Whoa. Tyson... I don't think Tyson wants to be anywhere near hitting women. Again. I love you, Mike.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. We both got Cody on that one. Definitely Tyson getting involved some way, shape, or form. Main event of the evening, probably AEW World Championship match. Champion being Jon Moxley. Possessor of the belt, however, Mr. Brody Lee, the Exalted One. Dark Order in his corner. This match is... I'm worried about this match. I feel like it has all the potential to be match of the night. However, I'm scared that it's just not going to come off the way they want it to. And we're going to be talking about this Sunday morning, and I'm going to be upset.
Yeah, I agree with you. Brody hasn't really had a match,
No.
I feel, yet.
He's been wrestling, Lee Anderson and Alan Angels and Marco Stunt. Like, who are these people, really? Like,
Yeah. Is there any rules to this? No DQ?
No, there's no stipulations. This is a
Okay.
straight up World Championship match, as far as I know.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not gonna say that it's gonna be bad, but I am worried about it just because I think the last two Moxley, or at least the last match, with Jake Hager, like it wasn't good, and I could see that happening again.
I mean, the saving grace, I guess you can say, is that these two have worked together in Vanilla Brand a lot. So there is going to be that familiarity there. I can't say that word. That's impossible. But, yeah, I don't know. It's just... I think it's part of Brody Lee's character. And he seems to be stiffer. He's not... When he was in the Wyatt family, he was kind of loose and crazy. Much like Moxley. Where now he's, the Exalted One. And everything's got to be, to the point, straight, arrowed, and stuff like that. And I think he kind of loses himself in his character in the ring. And I don't think that style kind of meshes with Moxley. So I'm not saying this match is going to be bad either, but I am worried about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I think if they do pull it off, it's going to be a hard hitting match.
Yeah.
Who picked first last time?
I think you did, so I'll take this one. I mean, Moxley has to retain for me. I don't want to say that the two championships that are already here aren't going to change hands, because sometimes that's always upsetting. Like, what? No championships change hands? That's lame. But this isn't Vanilla Brand. We don't have 8 championships on the line all in one night. So, yeah, I'm okay with it. I think Moxley retains, Nyla retains, Cody becoming the first. So I'll go Moxley.
Okay.
How about you?
I was flirting with the idea of, Brody Lee possibly could be taking this. I think it could work in a story. There could be some sort of rematch. But I think you convinced me last time we talked. I don't think this is the time for John to end the reign. He hasn't really had a chance to do anything with it, and I think with that argument alone, I think he has to keep it. So I'm picking John as well.
Good stuff. So, yeah, there you have it. There's the predictions from IWP. Lots of good conversation there about each match. I really enjoyed this talk. I'm glad we could get together and do this before the show. Again, tomorrow, later today as you're watching it, May 23rd, Double or Nothing from Jacksonville, Florida. Main card show starts at 7. I believe the buy-in is starting at 6 on YouTube. So make sure to check in that. Catch that private party versus Best Friends match. It should be really good. Really excited about that one.
I think that one's going to be streaming on YouTube.
Yeah.
So you can check it out there.
Yeah, buy in on YouTube for sure. Yeah, really good stuff. I think we're gonna try to live stream while we watch. So if you guys want to check that out, head over to Twitch, Towley006. That's my Twitch channel. We're gonna try to see how it goes, and it'll be fun. And if there's anybody out there that wants to engage in some conversation while we're watching Double or Nothing, we'll be here to do that, and really excited about trying that out. Something that we can do in the future for other pay-per-views and Dynamites, even if we can arrange our schedules properly. So that'll be really exciting stuff. But anyways, thanks for watching. Let us know down in the comments below what your predictions are for all the matches. It'd be really interesting to hear what you guys are thinking about the card coming up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification bell, and we'll see you for the results show on Sunday. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.
Peace.
Fuck you, Jason Corvette.